Benvenuti everyone. We are in historic Siena, which is in the region of Tuscany here in Italy. We are about an hour or so away from the city of Florence. We're going to wander around this beautiful city of Siena. I'm going to show you around a few of the streets of the churches. I am with a family friend, Paola, and we're going to walk first into this church. And here, let's go. Paola, I'm gonna go inside. I'll meet you out here in a bit. All right, so let's go inside. This is the Basilica di San Domenico. And look at this door. Oh, wow. So Siena is a fortified town in the hills of Tuscany, or fortified city. It's pretty large for being in the hills of a beautiful Tuscan countryside, that is. And look at this doorway. Oh my God. Hello, Kay. It looks rather morbid. Looks very macabre, I think. Morbid is not the best word. It looks rather macabre. Wow, it's so interesting. Robin says Siena. Beautiful.
And this is just a church. It's not a dome.
No. No. Wow.
The chapel over there is beautiful. These flags
Yeah.
are from each neighborhood of Siena.
Oh, I see. It's their own sigils.
Yeah, and as if there were Guelfi Ghibellini in Florence, there are the duck, the lamb, the beef, I don't know. And when they ride the palio with the horses,
Yeah.
each horse represents a neighborhood.
Oh.
And here in Siena, the belonging of each person believes that his own neighborhood is his family. It is an only question for people in Siena to belong to one of these neighborhoods.
Oh,
they can find
something proud that they're...
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. The doors are impressive.
These are
Very modern.
They are modern. I wonder if there is here
Right here we see an artist name.
This is the artist's name for sure.
And maybe his hands. He has very small hands. So everyone, I am with Paola, who's a family friend. We have Lorraine tuning in. Hey Lorraine, and
Ciao, Lorraine.
and Ariel and everyone. It's a family friend, knows cousins over there in Puerto Rico, and Paola is a Florentine for many, many years, and also a jewelry designer, ex-lawyer, all the amazing things. You love this area of Tuscany, and you showed me around the entire day. So let's walk around a little bit of Siena, shall we? Let's go. So what do you love most about Siena?
The way they live.
Yeah.
They are more and more relaxed than in Florence.
I can imagine.
I can be with my friends in Siena for half a day, but then I have to leave because it is. We used to say we are in Cuba because, in our opinion, people from Cuba are that relaxed.
Let's show over here the view. That's right. So it's similar vibes to Cuba.
But they are narrow-minded, more than in Florence, if I can say.
Yeah, let's not say that too out loud. Say that.
They always.
Don't worry, we only have a few thousand people tuning in. So it's okay. No one's gonna
But
know.
no one from Siena.
Right. Is there a rivalry between Florentines and Sienese?
Of course.
Yeah.
There is always a fight between a city or a town in Tuscany with all the others. But of course, Florence is against all the other cities of Tuscany because
Right.
Florence is Florence. They know everything about each other.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot leave your house. They know who you are, where you are going.
Okay, so it feels like a small town in that regard. And then what's the river here? Or is this a canal?
We are here? No. These are the walls.
The walls, okay.
And no, we are here, and Banchi di Sopra is the name of, let's say, the main street which brings us to Il Campo. Il Campo is the most famous square where the Palio is played, and of course Campo is close to the Duomo, and the direction is that one. Okay.
Brigida says, sorry, Paolo. I thought Paolo's a guy. No, Paolo's a family friend. You just know a whole lot about this region. Yeah.
More or less, let's say so.
And potentially an Airbnb owner. Mm.
Yes, after COVID.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Let's walk. Yeah, let's walk to Il Campo. We'll show it. Yeah. So people here, they all know each other. Here. And if you see a wonderful cafe, let's stop for a quick cafe as well.
In the Piazza del Campo, there are the best cafe.
Okay.
We can go over there to reach the Duomo.
Hey, Bella, ciao. Lina, ciao. Joe says the Latin influence is all around the world. Yeah, it is. Kathy says, I see you made it to Siena. And Jason says, we're a stream dream team. Jason's really liking the combination of both of us doing the stream together. And Jason says, I love the narrow buildings, which I thought Florence was narrow, but you're saying that this is even more medieval.
Yes. This is truly medieval.
Wow, look at that, everyone. Wow.
We don't have the sandals.
No,
the streets are original from medieval times, huh?
Really? So we're walking on the same steps that maybe the Borgia Pope walked with his few wives.
And look at the bricks.
Okay.
These are that ancient, but they're still there.
This one seems new because it seems like they fixed the wall. But here, ancient.
This is what is called the cotto.
Cotto, okay.
Cotto means cooked.
And this is what makes Siena iconic. The cooked red brick.
Yes, more or less. In Tuscany, they use cotto to build everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it is very expensive, the real cotto. because there are few places where they can build it. Okay, and even because imagine how many bricks you need to build a building.
Because this is very tall, yeah. The
A
first,
brick is like that.
right.
It's not concrete.
Okay.
It's not that easy to build the whole house.
Mhm.
And you need a lot of hours to put all these bricks together.
That's impressive.
And the ground, which is used, the sand, which is used to create the bricks, is very expensive because they use so many of this sand that nowadays it's not easy to find it. More or less as marble.
So the materials have changed. So for the newer buildings in the outskirts of the historic city, it's different.
Yeah. And in Florence, all the major buildings, such as the churches, were built using cotton.
Koto, yeah. We see everywhere.
After
The
the
cotton.
Renaissance,
Yeah.
in the 18th centuries, they used to cover the cotton with marble.
Oh, with marble. Oh, no. And there's cars passing through these historic streets, but not that many because it's not allowed. John and Jane said it's so lovely from Canada. Inkspire says the history is mind blowing. Joe asks, have you lived in Puerto Rico? Yeah. And Rafael says in Portuguese, which I can read a little bit, says, Ariel, it's maravilloso, Siena, Toscana, un gran abrazo.
Wow, carino! He's sending a big hug.
Thank you so much, Rafael. Gracias, gracias. Ooh, wow.
All up and down.
This is so impressive. No wonder people have said to visit this. This truly feels transported back to medieval times.
Yeah. And imagine that Florence was more or less like that, except with the exception that it is on a plain ground, but the buildings were more or less like that in the center.
Oh, they look like this. They have similar bricks.
But right now they cover it with a yellow color or with marble.
With marble.
I don't know why they deleted the medieval history of Florence. It's
Which they
amazing.
did in the 1800s because they wanted to update the city.
No.
And this is a restaurant right over here. Very
course.
interesting view.
Look at the method to fix the chairs and the tables.
That's so unique. That's so unique. Hey, Kat, ciao, ciao, Chiara. Oh, Chiara is my Italian friend from New York, which I told you.
Wow, ciao, Chiara.
And she's a New York guide for Italians who visit New York.
Wow.
Yeah, so ciao, Chiara. Do let me know, have you been to Siena before?
Chiara is an important name in Italy.
Ooh, why is
Chiara
that?
was the friend of San Francesco di Assisi.
Oh, it was. In English, we say Karen. Also, they
Chiara means Chiara? I didn't
I think
know.
so. Yeah. Do confirm with me what's the English version. But I remember it was slightly different.
While Caterina is a very famous name here, because Caterina da Siena was an important character of the Catholic Church
Right.
in the ancient times.
This is so interesting.
Intronati.
What is
It's
this?
the name of a family, Intronati.
Intronati. One of the more richer families. Maybe this was their palazzo.
Yes, of course. Right now,
Wow.
it's the library.
And it's beautiful. It's huge.
It is.
Look at that. Caterina is Catherine.
Yes.
Catherine. Okay. Thank you so much for letting us know, Kat. And Chiara can also be translated to Carla. Sometimes.
No, Carla is another name.
It's
in
another. Okay.
Italy. Chiara means lighter.
Light.
If I want to translate, Chiara means bright, light. Chiaro means light. And when you have a child and you name her Chiara, normally she's blonde.
Oh, that's interesting. And Chiara says, I've never been to Siena, but now I want to.
Yes, she must come.
is the English translation. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. Oh my God. Sicilian cannoli. That's interesting. Hey Joe, thank you so much for slamming that like button and sharing the video on Facebook. I thought about your videos all day, says Camila. Camila has been watching all day. Ofofutos from Crete. Welcome, Ofofutos. Nice to see you. All right, so which way do you recommend?
That should be the square where the Monte dei Paschi di Siena was established. Perhaps when we come back to the Duomo, we'll take that way.
Okay.
While we go to Piazza il Campo and to Duomo.
Okay, yeah.
And this is also the Via Francigena, the road which goes to France. For the Catholics,
Okay.
in the ancient times, there were, starting from Italy, starting from France, starting from Spain, lots of roads which lead to Santiago di Compostela by feet.
By feet.
Or with a horse and nothing more. And you used to go to Santiago as a pilgrim.
Okay.
Okay, so this is called the Via Francigena. There are several places in Italy where you can start from. Assisi, Orvieto, in Tuscany, perhaps Siena as well.
Yeah. And that's why you see people here,
Well,
sometimes they look like friars, Franciscans.
no, I think that if you want to go to Santiago from Italy, you reach France or Spain, and then starting from Spain or France, you go by feet to Santiago. From Italy, no. Usually
It's
this
hard.
kind of this kind of monks are just monks, the Francescani.
Okay, okay.
Those who belong to San Francesco d'Assisi church, I mean sector.
Right.
And yes, they don't use socks usually. They have
Yeah.
sandals.
Sandals. But they seem like
And
they
they're
walk a lot
dressed,
also.
in a poor way.
Right.
Yes, but perhaps some of them goes by feet up to Santiago. Look at the
It's a tiny little window. I'm learning so much from both of you, says Truth Hurts. We're a great duo. Oh yeah. And is it true Italians are moving back to Italy? Have you met Americans, Italian Americans coming back? Or Canadians or Argentinians?
They're just starting to come back.
Okay.
And it's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then, we have a campanile up there.
And look, there's a fig plant
Oh, sorry. Yeah, big plant right over here.
on the left of the bell. So you can eat if you want. You can play the bell and you can eat a fig. But you must wait till September.
Right, right. Exactly. It's not in season yet. We got a Vespa. Much more laid back. It looks old, says Gwen. Yeah, so you mentioned that this is a very kind of slow vibe. Much more relaxed.
Siena is very famous for the university, for the hospital, and for the bank, the Monte dei Paschi di Siena.
So here we see San Domenico from the back, right?
Yes.
So this was the church we started. Mary loved Siena when you visited. That's amazing. And does Siena have a different vibe from Florence? Yeah, much slower. I was on the beach bathing. I had 4-hour swim, says Camila, and you're watching these videos. Amazing, Camila. Have you seen a lot of Vespas? Yeah, in the historic centers, yeah. The Vespas or the motor scooters. There's a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah. You mentioned in Florence, there's sometimes even more than cars.
Yes, that for sure. More
Right.
bikes than, which means not only Vespa, more than cars for sure.
Right.
And they are very, very dangerous because they drive like that.
All around the place, yeah.
Yeah, they don't respect the signals.
Hey, Gabriela. Gabriela says, wow, Siena. And Rosalie says next wine tasting is in Montepulciano.
Montepulciano.
Montepulciano. Yeah.
I said you don't. It's you should stay here at least 10 days more.
Oh yeah, right. That's sure.
When you come back,
Yeah,
we go
exactly.
to Montepulciano.
Look at that, those views. Wow. Elise, welcome. Bienvenuti. Are there other ways to say hi? I know buongiorno, buonasera,
Ciao.
Ciao, and salve. Is there another way?
More or less, you said everything.
Those are mostly. I just Truth Hurt says I admire the walls and the streets so much. The history is just watching you as you walk around. Oh yeah.
At the number of the floors, there are at least 4 levels. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. While in Florence, normally you have 2 floors or
Yes.
3 in the center. That's because Siena
It's
was
shorter.
built on top of a hill, so they hadn't enough space to build tall buildings where to live. They needed to have several floors. Okay, while Florence was on a plain land, was built on a plain land, and the space were more and more. That's why here you have these
Right.
tall buildings.
Because here we're not limited by space, so they had to
because
build
they
taller.
need to be on top of the hill.
Yeah.
There were the walls, and outside the walls there was war, battles, enemies, the
Yes.
Florentine, the people from Pisa, from
They were all battling each other.
all the time.
All the time.
It was a mess.
And the funny thing is they did most of their battles in the summer. So in the summer they knew to already prepare and come back into the town center behind the
It
walls.
was easier at the time, of course.
There was a movie animation about Vespas. The name is Luca. So yeah, there is a movie called Luca, but it's not based of the town. The main character is called Luca. And Inspired Life says this is an architect's dream. Inspired Life, Jason is a architecture teacher. So yeah, I can imagine. Very beautiful. Ooh, what is this over here? Irene says, I fell in love with Siena. Those streets are wonderful. I must go and know more about the city. Postcard view. Oh, yes.
And in Siena you have also the famous Accademia Chigiana, which is a very ancient, very, very well known. But
And
because-
very old, right?
because they were so rich, they could afford to be patrons of artists, more or less as in Florence.
Right. Oh, wow, this is cool. Let me show this. Jay Miller says this reminds him of El Viejo San Juan, Old San Juan.
Oh,
Old San Juan is more colorful yeah, than this.
yes.
And Old San Juan is a bit shorter. Here is a bit taller. But this also looks a lot like Edinburgh, which I've seen in photos. I haven't been there in person, yeah. Isn't Ooh. Wow.
it's a parking area. And in the ancient times, they used to sell animals over there.
They used to sell animals for eating or for pets?
No, for any kind of use. Also to work in the country yards.
In Sadia, yes, it's very windy right now. Here, what were you about to say?
Look at this building with these arches.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like it used to be a market.
Yes, perhaps. You don't have anything like that in Florence.
No.
But once also Florence was more or less like that. At least the appearance of the shape of the buildings.
Also, this is a good place to see how Florence looked like in medieval times.
Siena and Arezzo as well.
Oh, Arezzo, yeah. The ghost in Palazzo Vecchio is from Arezzo. There's a ghost that hangs on Palazzo Vecchio. His name is Baldacchio. Yes. He was a mercenary who was wrongfully murdered in 1441.
Oh my god.
Is that the cathedral? We're going to the cathedral.
Look, we are going see, just to go faster, okay? Because this is dangerous for horses.
Yes, that's
they
right.
can
Slip.
and they ride, but they can die. They go so fast.
And the
Usually-
jockeys as well.
Yeah.
They're like one is falling down there.
Yes, but the most important thing is the horse
Yeah.
reaches the final point. No matter if the man is on the horse, he can die. It doesn't matter. What it's important
poor
is the
guy.
horse. Sometimes the horse wins without the rider.
Poor jockey.
Yeah, but unfortunately, point.
Yeah.
And another one, lots of horses die because they arrive like that and they die.
So
In
sad.
fact, they say it's
Yeah.
more or less like the corrida in Spain with the bulls, the rides of the bulls in Spain, in Pamplona.
Right.
They say also the party of Siena should be stopped.
Oh.
And here it is.
Maria asks, are the colors of the town kept brownish because of the town name of Siena? Siena means brown?
No, it's the color of the sun, which is red.
Red, okay.
The color of the bricks.
Wow, so this is the Duomo of Siena. Breathtaking, beautiful. It looks very similar to the one in Florence
Yes.
in terms of the
but
color.
You arrive here and it gives you a push in your stomach because you don't expect.
No, you don't expect it. It comes out of
While
nowhere.
In Florence, they destroy all the buildings around just to allow people to admire the dome.
Same thing in Rome with St. Peter's Basilica. There used to be a neighborhood like this in Rome, so everyone called it Borgo, and it was replaced. Wow. So let's go up and see a little bit better view. Sienna is a paint also used in other parts of the world.
Yes, because Siena means the color, means the material. And everything comes from the material of the bricks.
Let's touch it.
This is the marble coming from Carrara, as the one in Florence.
Oh, same
Carrara
one.
is where Leonardo and Michelangelo
Yeah.
used to go. Of marble, and they huge blocks of marbles. This is good for La Pietà, this is good for David, this is good for this and that. They could imagine
Yeah.
what was inside the block of marble, which is the real sign of the genius.
It is. I mean, Michelangelo believed that he didn't choose what to make. He freed it from the marble.
Yeah, yes, he freed it. It was already inside.
Jason, you were waiting for me to touch the building. Yes. In Greece, you can't touch many of the marble. Yeah, there's strict laws. But here, they don't care. Is this the baptistry? Baptistry.
Yes.
I think this one is, yeah.
Yes. Usually the baptistry is where the cathedral or the dome is located. The church itself is built around the baptistry.
Gabriela says, go to the cathedral, watch the beginning. No, actually, stay tuned. We already visited the basilica. Right there. Well, that's Piazza, which we'll see soon. Gabriela, this is a saying in Spanish. Paciencia y fe. Don't worry, we'll see the whole church soon. Hey, Rosemary says, I am loving your Italy trip. Well, I'm so glad you are. This city is breathtaking. I would recommend it for a day trip. Only about an hour or so away from Florence. And by car, how long will it take to drive?
1 hour and a half.
Okay, yeah, not too bad. Plus beautiful views on the way here. I think we can walk inside here. Yeah. Then we'll show the front soon.
I have a photo taken here
Yeah.
when I was 17 with a friend of mine who lives
I
here.
think we can go inside there.
Ci ha guardato e ha chiuso il Duomo. A che ora è chiuso?
5 e mezzo.
5 e mezzo.
Mattina alle 10.
Non ci sono più i Duomi di una volta.
Ha
I Duomi
ragione,
aperti,
guarda,
no.
ha ragione.
Perché c'è qualcuno che fa andare su campanile. Quindi devi aspettare che
Mattina alle 10.
So, for some reason, Italy during post-pandemic times has started closing churches very early. And I mentioned this a few times already. I was kind of shocked because it's still in the U.S. Catholic churches tend to be open almost all day until pretty much the night. But here now they're closing at 4 p.m. This is at 5:30, so a bit too early, which is such a big shame. Joe, I watched your past trip to Italy. This trip, you already outdid yourself. Oh, I'm so glad you're enjoying it, Joe. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well. Everyone send hearts to Joe. And wow, hey, my dad / executive producer has sent $50 super chat. My dad was so kind enough to send a $50 super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ariel. Thank you. Hope you are doing well in the family as well. And yes, I'm with Paola once again. And they said that closed at 5:30, right? That's so sad. A lot of the places, because you mentioned they used to be open pretty late.
normally, yes, perhaps because it is summer, because it is that hot.
Yeah.
So they prefer to close before then during the winter time. And he's still there, the guardian, just because the priest is inside. Otherwise, when the priest leaves, they close the door.
It would be closing completely shut. Oh wow! And now they have tickets. So now you need a ticket.
Yeah, but you must join the queue. It says that if you they open at 10 a.m., but you need to be here at 8 because there's a huge queue.
What?
If you enter, which is not a problem.
No, the Duomo, you do have to line up. It's the same thing, yeah. It probably was different before because I remember churches you could just walk in.
No, okay, you need to take the ticket, whatever. But I've never seen anyone in front of the door join the queue.
Yeah.
La Lupa?
Oh yeah, here we have Romulus and Remus.
Exactly.
Fountain of Rome. I wonder why they have that depicted here, even though this was
Because
filmed
it's a symbol of the Catholic Church.
Ah, yes.
And
basically-
because they founded the Rome, which is the place from when the Catholic world started. There is the
Baptistry.
the baptistry, because this is one symbol of the Catholic world.
Wow, they use the
So you don't
Fountain
have
of Rome.
only the Louvre in Rome,
Yeah.
but whenever there are domes in cathedrals.
The facade here is gorgeous. It is very colorful and elaborate. Wow.
It was made only by hands. Okay? This is more than lace.
Wow, yeah. So hand carved. If anyone knows the architect, do let us know. Wow. Hand carved.
And unfortunately,
And this-
you see, this is a illness of the marble, these holes.
Illness.
Yes, it is called the il tarlo del marmo.
Yeah.
It is a illness who heats, which erodes the marble from the inside.
The rock suffers from illnesses. Interesting. That's fascinating. Everyone, so this is a flaw of the rock. It starts eroding from the inside.
Imagine if you should repair
Yeah.
all the marble here. Imagine the costs, imagine the number of people involved,
Right.
imagine the timing.
It'd be too expensive.
And they are sure that in 100 years or perhaps in 1,000 years, it's still there.
Yeah, let's hope so. It probably will, because a lot of these cathedrals, there's older cathedrals that had lasted already.
This is a modern one.
Lorraine sent 3,000 stars.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Lorraine. 3,000 stars, the equivalent of $30. Thank you so much, Lorraine. I appreciate you. Everyone send hearts to Lorraine and Ariel. Thank you so much for sending the stars. Such a spiritual place it is. And here we have a feather from the Lord himself. Gabriela says she's a very nice person. Indeed. Is the door copper? I don't know. I can't tell. I think it might be bronze. Do you know what material's the door? Bronze or
It should be bronze.
This is bronze, right? Yeah.
Usually it was covered by gold.
It was covered by gold.
In Florence.
Fascinating.
The baptistry doors
Yeah.
and the dome doors, the main, are covered by gold. Pure gold. All the central medals.
Right. Very fancy. Wow.
Ah.
Very fancy. No wonder Martin Luther was so angry.
Look at this.
This is gorgeous.
The Catholic Church was that.
I think we're here. Let's get closer. They're having mass or practicing.
I think there are. These are the. What do you say? They're preparing the ceremony, the mass,
The mass,
for Sunday.
Something. Okay, that's why.
This is the chorus.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It was a gift of the Monte dei Paschi Bank. Munificenza means patronage.
And now they're playing the organ. Chris says, please go inside. I wish I could, but they are literally closed at 5:30. Doors are shut. The guy's ready to go home. Susan says, God bless. This church is beautiful. Oh, yes. So they're trained to go very high up. Yeah. Lorraine says it's so beautiful. Oh, yes. Maravilloso. Tremendo. Is that how you say it? Tremendo in Italian?
I used to say, but I know that in Spanish.
It's tremendo. Yeah. Siena was a rival republic to Florence, as B. Griffin, yes. Is there a saint buried here? That's a good question. Is there a saint buried here?
Santa Caterina da Siena.
Santa Caterina de Siena right here. So let's go over here, show the side. Wow. A little bit farther away. Let's go down this. Epic, yeah. So many details on this church. Says Ludo. Oh, yes, Ludo. SJ says wonderful. Yes, wow, indeed. Here's a sculpture. And here we get to see in its all full glory. What is the sphere? It's a sculpture right down there. B. Griffin. Charles says, I'm not religious, but if I ran into a church, I'd be charging a lot of money to film the interior. Well, some churches here in Italy, there are strict film permits. So if you're a television series or a film, oh yes, you have to.
If you pay, you can enter.
You have to pay. It isn't free. Are most people tourists here? What do you think? All tourists here, right? Would this be more full before the pandemic?
It must be crowded. All the cities were crowded. We couldn't go.
So they were over tourism.
Like this to cross over the Japanese groups, the American ones. No, it's more or less empty.
Oh, interesting.
But these are all tourists.
Right. What? Kat has already asked a few times. What age do people live here? How old are people? Mostly residents. But what you
Residents?
see? Yeah.
In Tuscany, the average is that high.
It's a bit higher.
They live well. And yes, there are in the university cities such as Siena and Florence, there are lots of young people coming from other regions of Italy because they are students. So there are lots of young people.
Yes.
And
Okay.
more or less they're resident because at least for 4 or 5 years they live there.
Right. So yeah, it's a mixture because the residents do here live for lifelong, but there's also students. Let's show what the sphere is before we continue walking. And Pamela says, I know there's a lot of these beautiful buildings, but are there any skyscrapers? Not in Rome, not in Florence, anywhere in Italy?
Milan?
Milan has a few?
Yeah, but
Kind of, like tall buildings.
wait. Don't have great expectations.
Right.
And Turin, but just a few.
Oh, Turin as well.
And I don't think they reach 30.
So everyone, 30 floors maximum in Turin or in Milan. That's it.
Milan, the new portion of the city, yes, there are skyscrapers, but in the Italian way.
So this is how do I pronounce this? Imagina.
Imagine a new world.
Imagine a new world, 2020, bronze.
Yes, there are children.
Oh, yeah. There's some beautiful skyscrapers in Milano, says Gabriela. Yeah. Can't wait to see them. So which way do you recommend? This way? Okay. So we gotta say goodbye to the church.
Yeah.
Hoping to see Milan on Urbanist soon. Maybe,
Yes.
Susie. Maybe Milan,
They will.
or maybe Staten Island. Who knows? Oh, here we have the flags. We can take one home of the neighborhoods.
In the Piazza del Campo, we can sit, we can have an aperitivo.
Let's do that, yeah. So let us know if everyone wants to see a proper aperitivo here in Siena. A Sienese aperitivo. Is that how you say a person from Siena in English?
Yes, Senese.
Senese. Senese.
In Italian and
Siena in Staten Island.
no.
Oh, what is that?
This is the symbol of the property of the Duomo.
Oh.
The scala, scala.
Stairs,
Stairs,
yeah.
the cross,
Yeah.
and
Staircase to heaven.
I don't know if the number, which means the third, is referred to a block, the third block.
Okay.
Okay. But
So
look,
they own these
it's a stand.
buildings.
So you know these belong to the church.
And Chun asks, is it always this windy in Siena?
Yeah,
It is.
because it is. All the winds reach the main street, and that's why it's windy. That's why during the winter, perhaps is more cold than Florence.
I can imagine. And Lorraine,
Thank
Did
you,
you design-
Lorraine. Paola Rosa Bijou says thank you.
can I show them up close?
Yeah.
Did you design them yourself?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so Paola is also a fashion designer. So check her out, Paola. Julie. Originally from?
I'm originally from.
And you mentioned you traveled all around the world,
Yes.
stayed at different parts.
Yes.
Oh. How many days of snow does Siena?
1, 2.
Victoria says, is there
What?
World War II?
Yeah, yes, of course, but up to now they are built to destroy buildings.
And
There are a lot of churches which were destroyed during the war,
yeah,
that they were rebuilt, such as all the bridges in Florence. The only bridge which is still original is Ponte Vecchio.
Yes.
The one because the Nazists wanted to preserve the artistic beauties.
right.
That's the only reason why they saved that church, destroying all the others.
Oh, fascinating. Florence really wanted to make it modern. They destroyed a lot of old things or rebuilt them.
Okay,
Which
we
is-
should be
Go. Okay.
downstairs. I wonder what stairs we can take perhaps the next one.
Let's see.
Imagine the venue of our house.
Oh, you think it's expensive because it's right by the door?
I don't want to listen to the bells at 7 o'clock a.m.
Right, precisely.
But
Doesn't the value go down? Hey, Vita says, kind of loving this. I get to walk with you in Italy this afternoon. And Paul says she needs her own mic. We did this a bit spontaneous, but we'll try to speak a little bit louder moving forward.
yes, what do you want me to say?
Yes, if you want us to repeat anything, do let us know.
The only thing I can repeat is you must come to Italy and visit Italy, and mainly Tuscany with the help of Urbanists.
Yes.
You can have a different point of view. You can look at Italy in a different way, in the best way possible. Believe me. Urbanist deserves all the best because his job is great.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
He's looking at Italy from the very best point of view.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for the kind words.
That's what I think.
This is the beginning, yes. Good morning, Paola. Nice to see you here.
Ciao!
Very friendly, knowledgeable person, says Ariel.
You're a friend.
Oh, now I'm starting to see. Here we can start to see the.
If you want to buy a perfume.
Ah, yeah. Here's one of the stores. So a cologne. Italy is known for its perfumes and colognes.
And these perfumes are made with the Chianti.
Oh, they're made with actual Chianti. Okay, so wine. So if you want to smell like you've been drinking, it's the best place.
Ta-da!
Ooh, let's go. Ariel says, get one perfume for Paola. And Milo Zoni, thank you so much for tuning in from Brazil. Oi, tudo bem? Oh, wow. And that's a huge palace, too.
Yes. Under the arch, you see the sky with the stars.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Over there. We'll
Oh, there's a mural, a mosaic.
No. At the ground of the tower,
Yeah.
over there, there is the roof, which is painted such as it is a sky with the stars. I'll show you. It's a symbolism coming from the Renaissance period.
Oh, okay.
The sky was the god all around us, and the stars are the saints.
This is truly a beautiful piazza. Wow, huge. Gorgeous.
And they put the sun and the horses ride all over there. But it's a small one. That's why it is dangerous.
Yes.
That's why they like it, this kind of ride. And it takes time, 3 times I think, during the summer. And people in Siena are mad with a palio. They can kill. And during the palio period, even if we are relatives, but if we belong to different neighborhoods, we are one against each other.
Oh,
We cannot speak together. Because we bet.
yeah.
I bet against you, against him, against all the others.
So people are betting for the horses.
Oh my God, yes.
Is it legal to do so?
Please don't do this kind of questions. It doesn't
Wait.
matter.
I'm hanging out with a lawyer, so I asked too many questions.
We're talking about traditions. We're not talking about legal or illegal.
This is everyone. None of this is legal advice. This entire show,
Yeah.
okay? Okay. Disclaimer. Big area for a lot of people. Yeah. Do people hang out here a lot? Yeah. A lot of kids playing around. Definitely.
Water over there so you can drink for free.
Let's check it out. Let's see it. Let's show the fountain. And this looks sunken. So did they ever do
This is a shell.
a shell? Okay.
The shape, it has the shape of a shell.
Okay.
Okay. If you look over there, this is like the Santiago shell.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's Santiago shell. Okay. Massive piazza, says Susie. Oh yes.
Susie Palau.
Yes. Susie.
She's from Sardinia, perhaps.
She said the name is from Sardinia, but
Yes,
Susie's
the name.
Susie's from Puerto Rico. New Rican, yeah.
Hola, Borinque!
Yeah, Paola has been to Puerto Rico many, many times.
I have a lot of friends in Puerto Rico.
There we go. Yes.
Ciao.
That's amazing. World famous Piazza, says Christoph. Yes, known all around the world.
This is covered by UNESCO as well.
Ah, wow, a lot of UNESCO World Heritage.
Italy, yes.
I think Italy's number 2 in the world.
Perhaps.
Yeah, after I think China beat it, but I think Italy's number 2. But China's huge. So. Italy, for a smaller country, has so many World UNESCO Heritage sites. Oh, look.
Tous les pièces. These are mostly loafers,
Yeah.
private houses as well.
Okay. All these houses that we're surrounded by? Yeah.
And you cannot count the millions you need to buy an apartment here.
Oh, so it's very hot property.
And you can imagine how much a ticket
Yeah.
to book a place on the balcony during the party can cost you. You can pay 1,000 euros.
So the residents make some business. Is it legal? No, joking. I'm joking.
If you have friends, it's okay. But
Yeah.
otherwise, they rent a place in the balcony.
Camila sent $30 via PayPal. Oh, thank you so much, Camila. I appreciate the $30 PayPal. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hearts to Camila, everyone. That's a very generous PayPal. You are sponsoring, along with Ariel and Lorraine, the aperitivo, which we're going to feature. Proper Italian aperitivo. Yeah. And do you know any about this palazzo? This yeah, this is a palazzo.
Oops, really? Oh my God.
Okay, you okay? Okay, yes.
No, I don't know that much.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the main building of the city, of course. I wonder if the mayor still works here or not.
And Paola is very good at keeping a lot of notes in an amazing guidebook about the Tuscan region of Italy.
Where is it? Siena.
The EP sent a big super chat. Ooh. Oh, yes, he did. Thank you so much, Executive. Ariel, stay for a while and live months at least.
Yeah.
I need to find work in order to do that because visa.
Tell me before you leave
Yeah.
because I'm renting my second house in case you go there and live there
Okay, I will
for
keep that-
3 months, 3 years, all the time you
I'll
want.
keep that in mind. So if I get hired by the BBC to do
Siena and Il Campo. Il Campo is the heart of Siena
Yeah.
in every sense. Each street, each main street of the city brings to the Campo and starts from the Campo. So these are the main streets.
yeah,
Okay.
we'll see them. Yeah, I'll come.
So
Yeah.
during the ancient time, the richest people used to live around the square or in those streets. Is that it is such as a he says it's a how do you say the stage? It's such the stage of a theater.
Yeah.
Because such as Piazza della Signoria, all the most important political, economical issues were
Right.
decided here. You have to imagine, while reaching the governor,
Yeah.
the family members of the important families reached the square. They started talking and negotiating deals. You and me are linked against the rest of the families and things like that. So imagine when Zeffirelli romantic films in a certain way, yes, it describes the real life at the time. it was always a political issue. It was always an issue of power. Were that rich, and they could rule important part of the region. That's why there were always squares around the main building of the governor, because here people could close deals before entering the building and asking for something to the governor.
Oh, I see. So they would do their dealings out here and then make it official inside.
Exactly.
Ah,
exactly.
Fascinating.
This was the sense. That's why you have big squares around the main buildings of the cities.
This was another merchant center, like Florence, like Pisa,
Yes,
like Venice.
yes.
Yeah.
Remember, the first bank system was created here.
Oh, in Siena.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the
that's
Middle
it.
Ages. So
Oh.
this should help to understand how they were rich and
Right.
powerful.
Right. That's fascinating. That's very fascinating.
And
So a little bit about bank history. Banks started because the word is in the history. They used to meet at the benches of these very important squares. Similar to New York. The New York Stock Exchange also started at the benches right in front of Federal Hall. This is started in the Middle Ages. They met up at the benches, they did their dealings, and then it eventually became into actual places.
merchants, such as bankers,
Yeah.
in the ancient times, used to provide the church or the emperor with money.
I see.
That's this explains the grounds of the power of these cities during the ancient times.
Right, that's how they held power. It's almost like if modern day American corporations were to go to war against each other, that's what was medieval and Renaissance Tuscany.
Exactly.
They were all going to war each other because they wanted to control the banking.
Exactly.
And they reached as far as Japan and China and South America, which was especially right after the major sea routes. So they were really immersed into worldwide commerce.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So let's go into the Palazzo, because it's like we can take a peek in.
That a pope could become a pope
Yeah.
thanks to this system. Well, it made a difference at the time.
Okay.
Remember Borgia?
Borgia, yes.
So the money could raise a family to the top or not. Look at the sky over there.
Bookkeeping was also invented here. Oh, interesting. So I assume that's why the modern bank was invented here, because the exchange of money has been alive since ancient times. But the fact that they are keeping the books and everything.
It should be the main public building.
Oh, this one, the Palazzo, yeah. Palazzo Pubblico.
And there is a museum of the city.
So Simon says Monte de...
Tuscany, Siena.
Yes, is a medieval bank still operating to this day. Ooh, can I use their ATM? Do they have an ATM? I gotta take out money later from the Monte Pasquio. That's amazing. So. Oh. Lots of bird droppings. Pigeons hang out a lot here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the Holy Sky,
Yeah.
and God protected the governor, the emperor. It is a symbolism, of course, because this is the main public building.
Okay.
This is a Catholic symbol,
Yeah.
which means that the church was still over the politics at the time.
Oh.
That's the symbolism beyond this cielo stellato.
Yeah. Andrés dice, gracias por compartir. De Uruguay. Está Piazza del Campo, uno de los piazzas más famosos en el mundo. So one of the most famous piazzas in the world. And there we go, the Duomo is ringing the bells. George, the pigeons are making a deposit. Yeah, indeed, yeah. They're also bankers. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see if there's service inside. So bear with me. The bells are magnificent. Oh, indeed they are.
I mean, when you enter Palazzo Vecchio, I prefer Palazzo Vecchio.
Yeah. Already. Red brick. That's a good question. Might be a local material, but also it might be because that's where the brick industry.
But
Sorry, everyone. Sorry. There is no service inside the Palazzo, so I hope you enjoy the brief look. Okay, so what were we about to say?
choose.
Let's
You
go.
can ask your urbanist fellows to choose the best place where we can sit and have the Italian aperitif.
Yes, let us know. Have you been to Piazza del Campo here? And have you been to any of these places? Do let us know what's your favorite, and we'll sit in one of them and have aperitivo. Yeah.
We'll drink thinking of you.
Right, precisely. That's how we'll end this video. You can ask Paola, a local Florentine, for more questions about life here in Italy and about places to visit nearby Florence. So let us know if you know of a place here. It can be, yes.
If you want to taste a pastry, Sclavi is the right place.
Which one, Sclavi?
Sclavi.
Okay, let's go over there.
And perhaps Sclavi comes from slaves, schiavi.
Yes, it does sound very similar. Please go Luca. Well, it's a bit late right now to go Luca, but maybe.
You must come back.
There is quite a lot of stuff to do in the Florence area, in Tuscany area. Yeah, it's not. I thought I was going to run out of things, but luckily there's a lot to see. Okay, so since you know Italian, I'll let you handle the asking for a table if they allow. One right there. Yeah.
One perhaps.
Yeah.
Nannini is one of the most famous family in the pastry sector.
Yeah.
And it became even more famous when Nannini was a very famous pilot of F1. I don't know if he was for Ferrari or another team, but he was involved in the Formula Uno.
Yeah.
Right? And his family name became that famous. But they are really good in pastry.
That's so interesting. Oh, wonderful. All right, let's see if we can sit down.
Salve, possiamo sedere un libro? Grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie. I
After.
wonder if we...
What?
No, I don't want to eat, but if you want, you can have some pizza or panini or whatever.
I think I'll show pizza.
But I need to...
Likewise, I definitely am down for Grazie.
Grazie. Più o meno che piatti, così traduco, senza leggere, che cosa consiglia?
I pisci per fare assaggiare la pasta
Quindi proprio piatti caldi. They have pasta, fresh pasta,
Oh, that's good.
pici,
Peachy, okay.
for
What?
instance.
Peachy with
abbiamo pisci cacio e pepe, marimmani al ragù,
Pici, cacio e pepe, perhaps they could
tagliatelle
be.
al ragù,
What was the ragu made out of?
Beef
Beef. I'll have a cacio e pepe
cacio e pepe.
per lui. Io.
and agua casata.
Ok, quindi una bottiglia grande per favore. I would like to drink something.
Yes.
Do you prefer to have a spritz or whatever?
I have a Campari spritz.
Due.
Per lei le porto il panierino che facciamo di solito.
Per ora no, grazie. Semmai dopo. Io ho sete più che fame, quindi
Qualche
magari.
pezzettino? No? Portiamo magari.
No, ma magari dopo mi invoglio.
Va bene.
What would you say?
I asked just for a drink,
Yeah.
and she offered me to bring me tagliere with
Tagliere.
some cheese and salami. But I'm not that hungry.
Yeah.
Angry or hungry? Because
Hangry would be no.
I'm not hungry. I'm not angry as well. Hungry, I'm not. I don't want to eat. And she kept on saying, I can bring you a peachy, I can bring you. No, I'm not angry.
If in America we have an expression called hangry, which is the combination of hungry and angry.
And when you are hungry, when?
Hangry when you haven't had food and you really just want food already. You know when you hang out with someone, they're like they don't nothing
I
happens.
understand.
That's when you anything. I'm gonna see if I can sit over here. Okay, that's it. This is making my mouth water. Says what a view, says Kat. Oh yes, what a view indeed. What a view. Sorry, I just gotta block people away from my shot. Hangry now. What a view, says Kat. Indeed. F1 is very interesting. Maximus is almost like a modern day Circus Maximus. So Circus Maximus is where they did the chariot racing. That's it.
Perhaps, yes, the function was more or less the same.
Right. What a fantastic place to have a meal. Oh yes, indeed. I'm going to show you the aperitivo a little bit. So feel free to ask Paola any questions for these next 5 minutes. Dean says, such a duo. Oh, so glad you guys enjoy the duo. Paola was so kind to volunteer to show me around all of Tuscany. The entire Tuscany. Almost. The Siena lock up their officials in the city hall. So in Palazzo Vecchio, when they served their term, they had to be locked up for two months inside. But I'm not sure if the officials here had to be locked up.
Grazie.
Yeah.
Everything is closed. Look at the cherry.
Yeah.
This is from Siena.
Oh,
Salute.
So this is Campari Spritz. Campari Spritz is Campari and Prosecco. It's very refreshing. And here they're obsessed with Campari and Aperol. And you'll see that all around Italy. Almost every cocktail also has Campari
Yes.
or Aperol or Prosecco. Yeah.
In the 50s, perhaps it was Martini.
Martini, yeah, right. Rose Martini.
But now Campari and Alcol.
And was Paola born here? Yes, in Calabria, right?
I was born in Calabria, but I moved to Florence to finish my piano studies and to attend the university.
Ah, interesting.
I became a lawyer when I was in Florence, and then I moved to the north of Italy. And now I'm back to Florence.
And you mentioned so many times that you really love Milan.
Milan is a great place.
Remember Verona from Romeo and Juliet, the tiny balcony? Are you going there?
See?
Yeah. Do you recommend going to Verona?
Yes.
Yes.
But Verona hasn't the same positive vibes as Siena, as Florence, as Lucca. It's quite different.
Right. Right, it's quite different.
Alla salute.
Ariel says, Paola, love you. Ronald, nice to see you here. And Ruby Mountain Dew. No, this is not vodka. This is no soda. This is Campari and Prosecco. Prosecco is a sparkling wine. It's pretty light sparkling wine. Italy is going to be super hot the next few days. Is this normal?
Today is already that hot.
It is. It's about 90-something degrees. But is it normal to get this hot?
During the last years, yes, it's quite normal.
Yeah. So do watch out in August and get ready to drink a lot of Campari Spritz.
Yeah.
Oh,
It helps a lot.
You'll think less about the heat. Do you have any other events in the Piazza aside from?
Yes. Last Palio is scheduled on August the 18th.
Okay.
But you are already far from the Yes.
Far away from here, like 2 hours away.
The Palio is a very famous horses ride, very ancient, and people in Siena are mad about the Palio. I don't know if there is something which is similar in the US. I don't know. I don't think so.
Palio, so it's a horse racing. So we have the grand horse races.
Yeah?
Yeah, which are called the Grand Derby, is the one in Kentucky. And then we have the Belmont races. And that's where the nickname the Big Apple comes from. Because New York used to be the center of horse racing.
So they used to feed the horses with the...
When they would win, they would give them a big apple. And then they would take the photo with the horse eating the apple.
I see.
Look the doors. Yeah, the doors are very pretty at these restaurants. Today New York is 104 Fahrenheit. I'm not sure. Do let us know what's that in Celsius.
50 degrees less, perhaps, to get Celsius. No, it's not that hot as
Not yet, but tomorrow and Saturday, yeah. Carolyn says 400 stars. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Wow, I never knew that. Paola, I love your dress. Tres belle.
Oh, thank you. You make my day. Thank you.
Ariel says my mother also gave me apples when I behaved nicely.
I lost. Please, some apples.
Someone earlier asked, what's your recommendation for the best place to buy purses, leather purses?
It should be the best market for leather, even if the high as in the previous decades, but it's still an important market for leather, at least in Italy.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's important.
Of course, you know Ferragamo, Gucci belong to this tradition. So.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Oh, they're born from that tradition.
Ferragamo. If you only think to the Ferragamo shoes.
I'm obsessed with Ferragamo now. I went to the museum and absolutely blown away. I want him to design a tuxedo. So when I get nominated for an Oscar, I will be contacting Salvatore.
I'll be there to dress you up.
Thank you.
In the Italian style.
You added that Does Paola hand make your jewelry? Asked Susie.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific process in hand making?
No, just my hands and my sense of beauty. It depends on the materials.
Okay.
I look for materials in different places, such as markets, such as tailor shops,
Yeah.
and it depends on what I find.
Are you going up the tower?
No, because you are already you have already a degree. You just need to go upstairs if you are a university student.
Cool. But I already have a degree, so I don't qualify.
So you don't need to go upstairs.
Oh no, okay. They keep asking me if I'm a student, so I might be able to pass by. I like the ring that you have on, says K.
Oh, thank you. It's a Stella Maris. How do you call? This is the
Starfish would be the shape. And you can tell the character of the person by the character of their friends. You both, you and Paola are both great. Oh, thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
I dabbed in making jewelry a few years ago, says Susie. It's not an easy craft.
Yes.
Where would you recommend people to buy jewelry? Aside from your shop, so check out Paola Ross.
Well,
you have a shop, right?
I just an online shop. I mean,
Okay.
you can go to Instagram or Facebook and you have a look and you can contact. I mean, I don't make jewelry with precious materials.
Okay.
At least not at the moment. But if you want to buy a very good jewelry in Italy, you can go to more or less any jewelry shop. But if you are in Florence, I recommend you to go to Ponte Vecchio. Ponte Vecchio, even if it is very well known as a tourist attraction, it is still the center of the best jewelry you can buy in Tuscany. And the prices are that good because each shop makes the same price because they are competitors. So it's that hard to find a very high price in a shop instead of another.
So
More or less the prices are good.
It's not a tourist trap.
A lot of Florentine people go to Ponte Vecchio to buy their own jewelry.
Right. So for context, Ponte Vecchio is the old historic bridge in the middle of Florence, which I visited a few times. And where is Miss Paola living in Siena? No, you are based in Florence.
I live in Florence.
Stay tuned. There might be an Airbnb under the Paola Rosa name. Stay tuned. I have to leave you for a while, says Ludo. Thank you so much for watching, Ludo. Ariel, how are you getting back to my Airbnb? I am walking. Like 8 hours. No. Paola luckily has a car, so. And in Florence, you can't really drive anywhere in the center because there's heavy restrictions. But I can luckily be dropped off about 10 minutes away from my Airbnb. Ponte Vecchio, great things there. Says, I guess ceramics for last month imported from Ponte Vecchio. Ooh, cool cake fake. That's awesome. B. Griffith says it's an easy walk. Well, if the Franciscans can walk for days, I can do so as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Paola, if you have one thing that someone off the plane coming to Florence should do immediately, what should it?
Go and that you can have a walk starting from the Duomo to the river Arno. You pass through Ponte Vecchio and you look at the sunset on the river. It's a big deal for your first day in Florence.
Right. And grab yourself a Campari Spritz to go.
Yeah, at least.
Because you can do that in some places. Everyone, keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Thank you so much for watching from beautiful Siena. And I'll show you a photo on Instagram stories of the Cacio e Pepe. Have a great day. Arrivederci, amici.
Ciao.
Give wave.